Watched Mr. Beast's video recently, the one where he's done a video to himself in the future and he's like, oh, I hope I have 1 million followers. I saw his reaction video too. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I think there's just something within the being able to talk to your future self and having a vision for yourself and working towards it because obviously he has surpassed anything he could have ever imagined. Whatever he had in his mind, he did it and then some. So it really got me just reflecting on what we're able to do as people. Like, if you have something and you're able to reach towards it, I feel like you're going to be rewarded with so much more than you could ever imagine. I was thinking this week because I read that I can't remember what it was, maybe it was a podcast I listened to, but it was saying to do like a letter to your future self. And I do have so many things in mind that I want to do, create, be, receive. But is the act of either writing it down or what I've been doing quite often recently is doing a voice memo to myself because this is easiest for me to get out. My brain goes a bit too quick for writing sometimes, so I feel like the verbal speaking is good for me, but you find what works for you. But there's much power in being able to write down or have something in mind because it gives you a goalpost, it gives you something to work towards. And this is, I think, where a lot of people can trip up in their like just being of themselves and as a person or getting lost, feeling lost because you don't have your like North Star. This is what's been coming up in my journaling recently, actually, like issue with that. Yeah, it's not really an issue, but it's like I can see this thing in my future so vividly, and I know it's going to happen for me. But then it's really hard for me to be present and stay in the moment because I'm like, but this is my goal, this is my North Star. Like, I can't do anything else except for be in this kind of like mindset. But this also is kind of living in the future, and many good things happen in the present moment. And I feel like maybe I'm missing out a little bit on the present because I'm so enthralled with having this vision for myself and what I'm working towards. No, I think there's a good balance in between both, right? You can have that North Star and work towards it, but you also can be present and enjoy your everyday life and be there. Because this is a big challenge for me, especially with work, because I find it very draining because it is in and of itself. But also, I think I need to just be able to be present with it, be grateful for having a job, having an income, and know that it's actually afforded me to be able to explore these endeavors that I'm going through now. But if I'm always just thinking of the North Star, I feel like that part of my journey process is unnecessary. So I get more frustrated with it, which makes it so much more challenging for me to be able to do it day in, day out, which I spend a lot of time there. Okay. I mean, we're spending less now because I went part time because I'm trying to create more. But I think what I'm understanding in my like journaling and stuff in the morning is that I need to still just be present and be able to be open to what is happening now. Now, what's in front of me. You can have that as a direction. So with this, it does highlight the importance of being able to know what you're working towards. So you don't get into that, mindset where everything means nothing and everything feels pointless and you don't have any path, let's say. But you can create your own path. You can create your own. It doesn't have to be anything crazy or frivolous or anything really out there. It can just be something that you've had like on your heart for such a long time that you haven't been able to explore. This is kind of what helps us as people move forward, having like a goal. And it doesn't have to be super specific, right? It's just as long as we're taking incremental steps towards it, baby steps, little step by step, you'll get there. And it'll be amazing to see. And then once you've achieved it, and as I said, the achievement can probably be so much more than what you can even imagine right now because this is what happens in life. I've been surprised by this many times. Like I just think I have this fleeting thought, let me like do it. And then it's so fruitful and not just like monetarily or anything like that, but it's actually just viscerally. I don't know, I had something that I wanted to do and I did it. That's amazing. It doesn't sound that phenomenal or anything like that, but it actually is if you think about it. You can have something in your vision, in your mind's eye, you work towards it, you do the steps and you achieve it. And as I said, then some. Pretty significant. But this is also how we live a life of kind of passion, purpose, and we have things that we're going towards because if we don't, the energy that we could have towards the momentum towards something that we actually enjoy, actually want, that energy is going to get displaced and misplaced and put in places that are not beneficial for us or for anyone in our vicinity. So it's more about just being able to be cognizant of what you are doing and the steps you're taking to get there. Because this is how we get caught up in things that are not as important to us, such as thinking that we are so angry at a certain situation or we're not able to zoom out and not be completely encapsulated by it. But it's usually because we're not busy enough working on our own things that we get so annoyed with like other people, other situations, get so caught up in them. And this is something that I have been really observant of in the past few years, especially because I can see how some people just get so caught up in others' dramas, issues, or things that actually don't matter. But it's mainly because you as the person who's getting caught up in these things don't have something that you're working towards, that you're passionate about. So it gets put into these other situations that are not beneficial to anyone involved, even though you think it is. So it's important to become clear on what it is that you want so you can direct your energy, your attention, your focus, your passion, your purpose, your whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, you can direct it in a certain way that is beneficial for you, which will then be beneficial for everyone around you because you won't get so annoyed or you won't get so irritated, agitated, caught up in these things that actually really don't matter that much because there's really not much you can do about these things, right? The way I see it is that all you can control is you. You think you can control these other things, but realistically, can you? The answer is no. So the only thing you can control is you. So I encourage you just to focus on you. You can also be involved in these other things, but have in mind something you're working towards. That's your focus, not what all these other people are thinking, saying, doing, being, becoming. It's nice to be a part of it if it's something positive, uplifting, and it's something that's helping you towards your growth, your evolution. But if it's something that's hindering you, if it's something that's holding you back, is it worth it? Maybe it's worth re navigating yourself to what your North Star actually is. Maybe you don't know. Take the time. Take the time. It's super important because then you're able to live a life where you feel fulfilled. You feel like you have purpose. You feel like you're contributing to the world. Because if you're so caught up in all these other issues, problems that are not going to shift anything for you, for them, then how is anything going to change for the better, right? These things are usually just like a loop, chasing your tail. And it probably feels like you're being so useful, you're there for this person, you're doing this, but realistically, you're forgetting yourself. And I'm not saying this to be selfish in the way of like, I don't care about anyone, I just care about me. Of course, be there for your friends and be there to help them through situations, but also you have to have your own thing going on too. This is how you grow as a person, this is how you are able to express yourself in a way that's not clouded by others. Anyway, that's the drop.